Good evening and welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all having a lovely year so far. I wanted to start 2023 with a new hairstyle video, and this time I will show you a Renaissance inspired hairstyle that we could see during the 16th century in Europe, and that involves hair lacing, hair taping. It is quite simple. So I picked one of my two doll heads, the one that has the longest hair. It is a quite tricky hairstyle to do on short or curly hair, so if you have shorter hair than this, you may want to add hair extensions. Here it's barely long enough, but it should be okay. So let's have a look at what we will need. So of course a comb and a brush to get smooth hair before we begin. A few hair clips, very basic, just to hold the braids before we start stitching. Of course, you're going to need a ribbon, so you can choose any ribbon you'd like. Just make sure it's long and strong enough, so cotton or satin would be just fine. Try to avoid silky and thin ribbons like this. It's not strong enough and it would slip on the hair. Since we have blonde hair here, I do not want a color that would be too light, so black, blue or red would be pretty. And you will also need a needle. Of course, you don't want it to be sharp. Here is a very blunt one. So now it is time to detangle the hair before I start the hairstyling. And if you're doing this on someone else's head, which will be much easier actually, you can also do a scalp massage. It's not already tangled. there is a tiny knot here. Good. It looks fine. All right. Perfect. Now I'm going to simply part the hair right at the center on the top of the head. And I'm going to do the same at the back. All right. And now I'm going to make very classic braids, one on each side. And I'm going to start them right behind the hair. If the hair is quite short, just like here, start the braid as high as possible. Here we go. So here I chose to make a classic 3 strands braid, but you can do any braid you like. rope braid, fishtail braid, maybe a rope braid would give you a bit more length. Alright, now I'm going to clip it on the top of the head. Here we go. Now I can make it a bit fluffy. Alright. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So 1, 2, and 3 strands. Starting the braid as high as I can. And same, I'm going to clip it on the top of the head. And now I can adjust it a little bit. Now, if you have long or very long hair, what you can do is cross the two braids together at the back and then clip it on the top, so you would have a full hair crown at the back. But here I will keep it simple. Right, and now we can have a bit of fun. I'm going to take my needle and the ribbon. Again, make sure this is long enough. You need at least, I would say 2 meters, 7 feet. Alright. And I'm going to start at the front, at the base of the braid. If the braids are crossed, you can start directly into the braids here at the back of the neck. Now I'm going to pull my ribbon. Leaving a bit of length, so I can wrap it around the head. Looks good. now I'm going to stitch the ribbon around the braid, making sure I'm going along the scalp with my needle, or else it won't hold very long. Alright. Let's keep going and try to get my stitches as even as possible. Alright. Now I can remove my first clip. And take a bit of the other plait in the next stitch. As you can see, it is quite easy to do on someone's head, but much more difficult on your own head, and it requires a bit of practice. Alright, now I'm going to do the middle stitch. And here, to secure the two plaits, I'm going to make a back stitch, so I will have a little cross on the top of the head. Here we go. And I will keep stitching down to the other side, always starting on the front and putting at the back. I can remove my second clip now. one last. At the base of the blood. Maybe I should have ironed my ribbon first. We don't want it to be twisted. Right. All right. So now we have 2 remaining ribbons, and what I'm going to do is to wrap them around the head, and then you can tie them on the top of the head, or depending on the legs, at the back, just as you like it. It will secure the whole hairstyle, especially with short hair. Let's tuck the ends under the ribbon. And that's it. Depending on the era, the country, the social class, some ladies would then put a coif on their head, but I think this is a lovely hairstyle that doesn't really need to be hidden. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I wish you a very